When you try and fix your trading problems, as we looked at in the first series of this video, that there are 4 trading problems. One of the problems is setups. Most people don't have setups. So if you fix your setup problem, then you have another setup problem. That setups don't work the same way in every market condition. Setups vary in terms of their profitability or suitability for market condition, or what is called as the situational awareness. So you need to fix your situational awareness once you have a setup. In this video, I'm going to show you a framework for situational awareness which I use for my personal trading. Everybody's setup is different, so it is not going to be universal framework for situational awareness. But if you have a framework for situational awareness, and if you develop a framework for situational awareness, you will find that it is easy to be in tune with the market conditions, so that you are only taking the kind of trades which work in a particular market conditions, or you sit out a particular market condition. Now, in order to understand my situational awareness framework, what you have to understand is the kind of setups which I trade. I trade 3 kinds of setups. I trade momentum burst, which is a short-term 3 to 5 days move on both bullish and bearish side. I trade anticipation setup, and I said trade episodic pivot trade setup, which is based on catalyst basically. Now, out of these, 2 of the things, which is momentum burst and anticipation, are driven by market conditions. So if the market conditions are not suitable for bullish momentum burst, I do not trade bullish momentum burst. If the market conditions are suitable for bearish momentum burst, I trade bearish momentum burst. Similarly, anticipation, when you are doing bullish anticipation or bearish anticipation, it's a function of the market. So in order to develop situational awareness, I have a framework which is a series of questions which I am looking at, and there are a series of data points which I am looking at to arrive at a situational awareness. Every day morning, 8:30 on the member site, we have a meeting where we discuss situational awareness. In that meeting, we look at what is the situational awareness for that day, or for that next 3 days or next 5 days, and accordingly we change our tactics, or accordingly we decide what is the emphasis for trading for that particular day. In order to arrive at that situational awareness, I have asked myself series of questions, and these series of questions which I ask are the questions which are like this. And I'm not sure whether you can read this, but I will try and increase the size to show you, to increase it so that you can read it properly. So if you see, the framework is, what is your market bias for today? So are you bullish, bearish, right? Is there a plan to exploit it? Is there an alternative plan? So for a day like when this video is being made, my market bias is it is choppy. So I'm not going to be looking at essentially looking at a 3 to 5 days trade. I'm looking for intraday kind of a trading, because I know that based on what is happening in the market, that most of the swings are not really following through. Is there a plan to exploit it? So accordingly, if we are at the beginning of a rally, or I see that there is going to be 3 to 5 days rally in the market, then I'll go very aggressive, right? Is there an alternative plan in case what you think is not going to work out? Then what is the alternative? What homework have you done for trading today? What are the 2 or 3 predefined opportunities? I always have a couple of things in my pocket coming in. What is your plan for each of the open positions? Now this is again situational awareness. You can't leave it to chance and just let it run like that. What is working in the market currently? What stocks are leading the market? What type style is working? News plays, breakouts, shorts, anticipation, bounces. Now in this current market conditions, bottom bounces are working very well, where a stock which was near its bottom is rallying and making big moves, and this has been happening for last 1 month almost. And I say Asan is a good example of that, right? This kind of setups, you will see a lot of these kind of setups where there are bottom bounces which are working. Now if I know this, then I am looking for bottom bounces, right? Similarly, on the short side, continuation charts are working very well, so I will look for a continuation chart. So what is working? And that is important because I see a lot of people are buying things near 52-week high. They are buying breakouts near 52-week high, and those breakouts after breakouts are not working in many cases, because what is working is you are looking at a lot of bottom bounces, right? So, and I'll show you how I figure out that what is working also. What stocks are leading the market? What style is working? News plays, breakouts, shorts, anticipation, bounces. In this current market, news plays are working very well. If you have a news play, if you have a stock with the fresh news, it is making big moves. So Bill had a fresh news and it made a big move. UPST yesterday had a big move and it made a big move, right? And a big thing. Hog that day had a big news and it made a big move. So if you want to make money in this market, I know that the news stocks in play are the things which are working. So are you set up for trading today? Is your hardware in proper condition? Are your software set up for trading? These are all part of my situational awareness question which I ask myself. Are you calm, excited, harried, or confused? This is also situational awareness, because if you have something happening in your personal life and you're not fully focused on trading, or you have a doctor's appointment and you're going to be worried about your doctor's appointment, then you are not going to be under control of your trading. In that case, I'm not going to put on a lot more trades. What can you do to be calm, controlled state? What is driving your emotional state? Like sometimes people are in a drawdown and that drives their way of doing things. So I'm always making sure that I am in the right kind of my mindset for trading, and that is why I have tools, visualization tools, which I use to control this. What is your plan today for enhancing your market knowledge, your trading skills, your psychological control, and what needs to happen for me to be confident and in control trader? Do I have resources to get there? Do I have the burning drive to get there? So this is a framework of questions which is basically for situational awareness. But in order to arrive at this particular framework and in order to answer these questions, you need certain inputs to look at certain things in the market, to which give you idea as to whether the market is bullish or bearish. And for that, I use the Stockbee market monitor. The Stockbee market monitor is a tool which I developed many years ago, more than 20 years ago, and it's an original idea which I developed based on whether the money is coming into the market or money is going out of the market. So I'm looking at like NSA in the last 2 days, there have been 730 and 177. So there is money coming into the market, right? And you see number of stocks, 25% in a month, is now actually turned positive. So I look at this data, and this data will not make sense to a person who just looks at it unless you study it over a period of time. And there is multi-year data here starting from 2008, I think. So you have a lot of data to go through and see how it operates. So I see in the last couple of days, there has been more buying than selling, because you saw that there are like negative days, but those negative days are not big negative days. So probably there is money coming in, and that is why you'll see that money is getting reflected in the bottom bounces. That is why you're seeing a lot of stocks are having a bottom bounce. So that's the kind of setups which is currently working, right? And when the primary indicator is bullish, this is the primary indicator, these two columns, when it is bullish, it's a very good time for swing trading. And when it is bearish, it is not a good time for swing trading, basically. So that is one of the framework which I use for looking at how I'm going to develop my situational awareness for my own trading, right? Again, it is specific to the style which I trade. Now, there is another thing which I do every day, and this is what I post on the member site also. Every day you'll see that there is a post which happens in the morning, which is basically a study which we do of stocks which have gone up 20% plus. So this is a stock, this is a study which we do everything, which is stocks which have gone up 20%. So, and which are down 20%. So this study, when you do this study, it tells you about what is working in the market, right? And the whole idea of this kind of a study is it tells you what is working in the market. So every day morning, first thing, I go and look at these stocks. So it tells me a lot about the market. Currently 33 stocks are making moves. And when I look at what stocks, these are stocks which are up 20% in the last 1 week. And when I look at what is working, I know bottom bounces are working, because if you see this stock, there is a bottom bounce which is worked, right? And you see a lot of pullback bounces kind of a thing working. These are not stocks near 52-week high where people are focused on buying oil stocks and gas stocks, and many of them are not working very well. While if you bought something, so I know what to look for in a setup, and I focus more on bottom bounces currently because that is what is working in the market, and that is why this study is important, because this study tells you what is working in the marketplace, right? And if you see setups after setups are setups which are near the bottom, which are like, there might be few setups which are near the top, which are working, but most of the setups which are working are from these bottom bounces kind of setups where like, there was a pullback, and from that the stock, or they are news plays. This is a news play, or even if you look at this Mr. Cooper, it's a news play, or if you look at this KELY, it's a news play. So news plays and bottom bounces are working. So I know where to focus my attention and not to really look at stocks near 52-week high because many of them are not working. And that gives you an idea about what is working. The second thing I look at is stocks down 20% plus. And again, as I said, this framework is for my own trading. So you are trading different, then you have to look at developing a framework for your own trading. So what kind of stocks are going down? What kind of a setup? So momentum burst to the downside are working well. So I'm looking at selectively looking at momentum burst to the downside. And you'll see that most of these are like, if you have a big breakdown, it is having a follow through. So especially the bigger breakdowns are having momentum burst, as we call this kind of a setup, are working well. So you know what is working when you look at this, and this is reality. This is reality, right? Means like this is actually what is working in the market or happening in the market versus what people have theories about. There are a lot of theories people have about how the market operates, but they are not proven by facts, while this is actually what is happening in the marketplace. And that is why this study helps me a lot in developing my situational awareness, because I can find out what is really working on the chart or what is working on the long sides using this particular study. Similarly, because I trade high price stocks, I'm always looking to trade high price stocks. So I have a study which is basically dollar breakout or a stock which is up $20 plus in the last 5 days, right? And I see again and again the same thing. The bottom bounce kind of setups are working well here. Like again, bottom bounce kind of setups are working well. And many of these stocks are up 20-30%, right? Now people say, oh, don't buy bottom bounce and all. But hey, as far as I know, my bank doesn't say no to money which you make from buying bottom bounces, right? If your bank is saying no, contact me. I will give you the details of my bank where you can send the money of like because if your bank is not accepting, okay? So again, similarly, I am looking for setups on the bearish side. I'm studying what is working on the bearish side, and this is a continuous study. Every day I study. Because of this, I know what is working in the market and what is not working, what kind of setups are working, and then I try and find similar setups in the market. You will see a lot of breakdowns also happening in the market, especially on the higher price stocks. So on higher price stocks, you had like 38. Again, the numbers is also important because I have a reference point as to if the market is really good, how many stocks will show up in 20% plus study and how many will not show up. And you'll see this kind of breakdowns also working very well in this market on high price stocks. Some of the very good setups have been on high price stocks. So all these things go along with the framework which I showed you in making my decision on situational awareness. So I'm constantly studying the environment, what is working, what is not working. And based on that, then I decide what setup is working. Currently, two types of setups are working on the bullish side. One is stocks in play or news plays and bottom bounces. So I'm focused on finding that. I'm not spending my time on going near the top and looking for setups, right? I know breakdowns are working, but breakdowns on high volume and big momentum burst are working, not like in a small, like in a low threshold kind of breakdowns. They're not working kind of a thing. So if something is imploding, it is having a follow through. Now this all input goes into making my situational awareness, and I do this every day, and I've been doing this for many years. And you will see that someone is actually posting my situational awareness after my morning meeting on Twitter, and if you go and search for it, you'll see also. So as a discipline, because I do it, I'm only trading things which are in line with my situational awareness. So this is the kind of skill you need to develop for your setup, because your setups are different than my setups. So situational awareness is extremely critical. The reason why your setup is not working is because the market conditions may not be right for it. So some people decide not to trade when the market conditions are not right for their setup. While I am of the opinion that if there are setups which are working, bottom bounces, and if I have the skill to do it, I will use that skill. But for whatever your style is, you will realize after first few years, even if you have a setup, your ability to consistently make money is a function of your situational awareness or your ability to read the market conditions. So if your trading is not going right, and if you are having trouble in your setting, once you fix your setup problem, the next problem which you need to fix is situational awareness. Situational awareness is a higher order skill compared to just a setup skill, and it is like a filter on top of your setup. Once you get situational awareness right, and once you start using situational awareness, and once you start doing your situational awareness every day, you'll see that, like on my member site, every day morning, people post their situational awareness because they have just developed the habit of doing it. So they will, like, first thing in the morning, many of them will, like, put in their situational awareness, and as a result of that, they are trading based on their situational awareness. You'll see my essay, like people will put in situational awareness, and then as a part of their trading philosophy, they have decided to focus on situational awareness, because it is overall ability to do situational awareness and then trade a setup accordingly, which determines whether you will be consistently profitable or you're not consistently profitable. So if you are not consistently profitable, you are having trouble in your trading, there are solutions. There are always solutions to your trading problem, and those solutions are related to your ability to develop situational awareness skill. So if you want to make money, develop situational awareness skill and focus on situational awareness.